A daughter guards her mother's heart the way a mother once guarded hers. Fiercely, completely, without question. She is my mother. If you hurt her, I will never forgive you. Emily stood in Jack's workshop, arms crossed, voice steady. She had come here with one mission, to see for herself what kind of man was asking for her mother's heart. It was Monday afternoon, her last day in Willow Creek before driving back to Chicago. She had told her mother she was going for a walk, to clear her head before the long drive. But Emily had a different destination in mind. She had gotten the address from Sarah, who raised an eyebrow but said nothing. Small towns knew when to keep quiet. The workshop sat at the edge of town, a weathered building with wide windows and the smell of sawdust drifting through the open door. Half-finished furniture lined the walls, a rocking chair, a bookshelf with carved details, a small table with delicate legs. Beautiful things, made with patience and skill. Jack looked up from his workbench. Jack. Did not expect to see you. Everything all right? Is Grace? Emily. She is fine. I am here to talk. Just you and me. Jack nodded slowly and wiped his hands on a cloth. Jack. All right. Come in. Emily looked around. Emily, you built all this yourself. Jack. Most of it. Some pieces take months. Others, years. Depends on what the piece is asking for. Emily. My grandfather was a carpenter. On my dad's side, he used to say the same thing. Jack. Smart man. Emily turned to face him. Emily. I am leaving today. Going back to Chicago. But before I go, I need to understand something first. Why her, Jack? And why now, after all this time? Jack was quiet for a moment. He walked to a window, looking out at the fields beyond. Jack. I have asked myself that question every day since she came back. Emily. And Jack. The honest answer is I do not know why now. I just know that when I saw her at Sarah's cafe that first morning, something I thought was gone came back to life. Emily. That is not really an answer. Jack turned to face her. Jack. No, it is not. But it is the truth. And I think you deserve the truth more than you deserve an easy answer. Emily studied him. This man with silver hair and weathered hands and eyes that held something she was only beginning to understand. Emily. My mom has been through more than her share. Jack. I know. Emily. She spent 27 years in a marriage that made her invisible. She gave up her career, her dreams, her sense of self. Jack. I know that too. Emily's voice hardened. Emily. So you understand why I am protective. Why I am standing here, interrogating you like you are on trial. Emily. She is my mother. She has been broken before. If you break her again, I will never forgive you. Jack. I understand completely. If someone came for my son's heart, I would do the same thing. Emily took a breath. Emily. She is my mother, Jack. She has been broken before. If you are not here for the long haul, better to step aside now. She stepped closer. Emily. Because she deserves someone who chooses her. Every single day. Not just when it is convenient. Not just when it is easy. Every single day. The words hung in the air. Jack did not flinch. Did not look away. Jack. I waited 30 years, Emily. Not because I had to. Because no one else ever felt like home. Emily felt something shift in her chest. Jack continued. Jack. I married a good woman. Margaret. She knew about Grace. I told her before we got married. She understood there was a corner of my heart I could never give away. And she married me anyway. Emily. That must have been hard. For her. Jack. It was. And I spent every day of our marriage trying to be worthy of that gift. I was a good husband. I was faithful. I was present. But Margaret knew. She always knew there was a room in my heart I could not give her. He walked to the workbench and picked up a small wooden box, carefully carved, beautifully finished. Jack. I made this for Grace. 34 years ago. Never gave it to her. Never threw it away either. He handed it to Emily. Jack. Some things you cannot let go of, no matter how hard you try. Emily held the box, felt the smooth wood, the careful joinery, the love in every detail. She spoke softly. Emily. So you really did wait. Jack. I really did. She handed the box back. Emily. Give it to her before I leave. I want to see her face. Jack. You are sure. Emily. I am sure. The gift. They drove back to the house together, Jack's old truck rumbling up Maple Hill. Grace was on the porch watering the hanging baskets when she saw them pull up. Her face showed confusion, then concern, then something else entirely when she saw Emily step out with a small smile on her face. Grace, what is going on? Emily, where did you? Emily. I went to see Jack for myself. Grace. You what? Emily. We talked. And honestly, it was a good talk. Jack climbed out of the truck, holding something in his hands. Grace looked between them, trying to understand. Grace. Jack. What is this? He walked up the porch steps slowly, stopped in front of her. Jack. I made something for you. A long time ago. I was going to give it to you before you left for college, but I lost my nerve. He held out the wooden box. Jack. I have been carrying it around for 34 years. I think it is time it found its home. Grace took the box with trembling hands. It was small, perfectly proportioned. The wood was dark with age but still beautiful. She opened it. Inside, on a bed of faded velvet, lay a small carved rose. Delicate, intricate, made by young hands that had since grown old. Grace whispered. Grace. Jack. Jack. You used to tuck roses in your hair, remember that? Senior year. You would pick them from your mother's garden. Grace felt tears forming. Grace. I remember. Jack. I wanted to give you something that would last longer than real flowers. Something you could keep. But I was 18 and scared, and I let you drive away without ever telling you how I felt. Grace looked up at him. Jack. I am not 18 anymore. I am not scared anymore. Well, maybe a little. But I am done waiting. He took her hand. Jack. Grace, I do not need an answer today. I do not need promises. I just need you to know that this box, this rose, this heart, they were always yours, Grace. Always will be. Grace could not speak. Tears streamed down her face as she held the box, the carved rose, the 34 years of waiting all in her hands. Emily stood at the bottom of the steps watching, her own eyes glistening. Emily, Mom. Grace looked at her daughter. Emily, you can say yes, if that is what you want. You have my blessing. Grace's voice broke. Grace. Emily. Emily. You deserve to be happy, Mom. You have spent so long putting everyone else first. It is your turn now. Grace set the box down carefully and walked down the steps. She pulled her daughter into a hug. Tight, fierce, full of everything words could not hold. Grace whispered, Grace, thank you. Emily hugged her back. Emily, Do not thank me. Just go be happy. That is all I want." They held each other while Jack stood on the porch, hat in hand, waiting patiently, the way he always had. The goodbye that is not. Emily's car was packed, her suitcase in the trunk, her coffee in the cup holder, the long drive to Chicago ahead. She stood by the driver's door looking at her mother. "Emily, I will give you a call once I make it home. Grace, call me when you get there, and do not rush the drive." Emily smiled. "Emily, I know, Mom. You have only told me 100 times." Grace laughed softly. Jack stood a few feet away, giving them space. Emily glanced at him, then back to Grace. "Emily, he is a good man, Mom, better than I expected. I did not want to admit it, but he is." Grace, "I know." "Emily, do not mess it up." Grace laughed. "Grace, I will try not to." Emily hugged her one more time and spoke in her ear. "Emily, I am proud of you. Should have said it a long time ago. But I am saying it now." Grace held her tight. "Grace, I am proud of you too. More than you will ever know." Emily pulled back, wiped her eyes, and got in the car. She rolled down the window. "To Jack," she said. "Emily, take care of her." "Jack, I will." To Grace, she said. "Emily, and you take care of him. He has been waiting long enough." She started the engine, waved once, and drove down Maple Hill, the car growing smaller until it disappeared around the corner. Grace stood in the driveway, watching the empty road. Jack came to stand beside her, not touching, just present. "Jack, you have got a good daughter." Grace, "She is." Jack, "Reminds me of someone I used to know. Stubborn, fierce, full of fire." Grace smiled. Grace, "I was never that fierce." Jack, "You were. You just forgot for a while." They stood in silence, the afternoon sun warm on their faces. Jack, "So, where do we go from here?" Grace looked at him. Grace, "I do not know. But for the first time in a long time, that does not scare me." Jack, "No." Grace, "No." She reached out and took his hand. Simply. Naturally. Like it was the most ordinary thing in the world. "Grace, I think we keep walking. One step at a time. One evening at a time. And see where the road takes us." Jack squeezed her hand. Jack, "I can do that." They turned and walked toward the house, side by side, unhurried. The porch swing creaked in the breeze. The hanging baskets swayed. The afternoon light painted everything gold. And for the first time, Grace Miller looked at her future and felt no fear. Only possibility. Only hope. Only the quiet certainty that some things are worth waiting for, and some people are worth finding again.